I sat at the bar, I swirling in my untouched glass of whiskey, watching the entrance like a man waiting for a storm to hit. My heart pounded, but not with fear, with anticipation. Tonight was the night. The night they would all see the truth. A year ago, if you had told me my world would crumble in a single night, I would have laughed. I had it all: a loving girlfriend, a solid friend group, and a career that was slowly taking off. Emily and I had been together for 3 years. We had plans, dreams, and what I thought was an unbreakable bond. My friends always said we were the perfect couple. She was charming, confident, and knew how to command a room. I was quieter, more reserved, the type to observe rather than dominate a conversation. Maybe that's why they liked her more. It happened at a house party. One of those casual get-togethers where people bring cheap beer, tell the same stories, and act like they still have their lives together. Emily had been distant all night. I caught her whispering with her friend Lisa, exchanging looks that made my stomach churn. When I finally pulled her aside, she just smiled like she had been waiting for this moment. "I need to tell you something," she said, her voice dripping with insincerity. "I've been seeing someone else." I froze. My mind went blank. "And honestly?" She tilted her head, looking at me like I was something pitiful. I needed a real man. Someone ambitious. Someone who isn't just coasting. I didn't react at first. It was like my brain refused to register what she was saying. But then she smirked. That goddamn smirk. As if she had won something. As if my pain was just an afterthought. I glanced around. My friends were watching, waiting for me to explode, to lash out. Instead, I let out a breath and turned to them, searching for some kind of support. But all I saw were hesitant glances, some uncomfortable shuffles. No one came to my defense. Lisa, the ever-loyal friend, finally spoke. "I mean, she does have a point, man." A chuckle from another. A few nods. It was like the world tilted. Like I had stepped into a reality where I was the villain for being cheated on. I left that night without a word. Not because I was weak, but because I needed time. Time to process, time to plan. Betrayal does something to a man. It doesn't just break him, it reshapes him. And as I lay awake that night, staring at my ceiling, something inside me shifted. They had laughed at me. Mocked me. But they had no idea who they had underestimated. I started watching. Listening. Gathering every scrap of information about Emily's real man. His name was Greg. Predictable, really. A cocky, self-absorbed type who worked in finance and treated women like trophies. And my friends? They weren't just passive bystanders. They had known. At least some of them. They had watched it unfold and never said a damn word. I wasn't going to be the victim of their story. The first move was subtle. Emily and Greg thrived on their image, the perfect power couple. She had posted a picture of them at a fancy restaurant, captioned with something nauseating like "a real man knows how to treat a woman." I made sure her boss saw it. See, Emily had always kept our relationship low profile at work. It was part of her plan, always leaving room for opportunity. But an affair? That was different. Especially when it turned out Greg was the son of one of her company's biggest clients. Within a week, whispers started. Within 2, Emily was pulled into a professional conduct meeting. Step 1, planted the seed. Step 2, let it grow. The next part required precision. My old friend group, the ones who had sided with Emily? They loved their reputation. They loved appearing successful, connected. So, I orchestrated a night out. The same bar, the same people. Only this time, I came prepared. I walked in with confidence, nodding at a few of them as I took a seat. They expected me to be broken, embarrassed. But I wasn't. Emily arrived, draped on Greg's arm, expecting to gloat. She leaned in with that smirk, probably about to say something condescending, but I spoke first. "You should check your phone," I said casually, sipping my drink. She frowned. Her phone buzzed. Then Greg's did. Then Lisa's. One by one, they looked down. Their expressions shifted. Confusion. Horror. I had sent them everything. Every text, every picture, every little lie Emily had fed me over the years. And Greg? Well, he had been under the impression that Emily had only cheated on me. Not that she had also been seeing someone else on the side while with him. "You," Greg turned to Emily, his voice low and dangerous. "You said I was the only one." Her face paled. "Greg, I." But he was already stepping away. "You're a joke." The others? They weren't laughing anymore. They were looking at her with the same judgment they had once reserved for me. Emily tried to salvage it. "You planned this," she hissed at me. I smiled. "You always said I lacked ambition." She stormed out. Lisa followed, though she couldn't meet my eyes. The rest just sat there, stunned. And my so-called friends? They realized something that night. They had chosen the wrong side. I won't say it was easy. Betrayal like that doesn't just fade overnight. But something changed in me that night. I learned that sometimes, justice isn't about shouting the loudest. It's about waiting. Watching. Striking when it matters. A few months later, I got a new job, one that paid better, one where I wasn't just coasting. And Emily? Well, word spread fast in her industry. Turns out, being untrustworthy in relationships made people wonder if you were untrustworthy at work too. Last I heard, she was struggling. Trying to rebuild. But that wasn't my problem. Betrayal cuts deep. But nothing stings more than realizing the person you underestimated was always 5 steps ahead.